Wow. It feels like it's been forever since we've recorded Steins Gate, doesn't it?
I know what you mean. It's almost like we spent the time recording something else in the interim.
Well, we also banked quite a lot of Steins Gate episodes in a row, in advance, held on to them, and have had to do things in our actual lives, which, believe it or not, we do have.
It's called strategy.
We have something interesting we want to talk about, so we're going to save our fun comment for the end of the episode so we don't bog down for 47 minutes before we actually go forward, which is very easy for us to do, as you probably know by now. After we finished recording last time, I went to take a shower because...
Restrain yourselves, everyone. Damon's about to talk about shower time.
What? The ever-loving... What is wrong with you?
Look, if I'm trapped in Daru's head, I might as well own it.
Anyway, as for my deep shower thoughts... I realized, since obviously we're suspicious, even Okarin is suspicious about the funny things going on with Ruka here, I just thought about it. And the idea had popped into my head earlier, too, if you remember. I think Ruka's just a girl.
Before the D-mail.
Yeah, I think Ruka has always been a girl. Period, full stop. Ruka's never been a guy. Maybe we're wrong about this. I mean, I talked to Billy about it, and he was like, oh, no, that sounds really plausible. But it's the only way that makes everything add up right.
For one, nothing changed from the D-mail. The way Luka acts, the life that she leads, nothing is different except people don't think she's a guy. That's it.
Ruka doesn't act different. Ruka doesn't talk differently. She still refers to herself with Boku before and after that D-mail. Ruka still dresses as a Miko. And who were those people who called Ruka a guy anyway? Okarin and Daru and Mayuri.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, Ruka said in the oh-so-suspicious scene that didn't seem to be changed no matter what world line we're in, which seems to be important. Ruka said that she was a guy to drive off the pervy cosplay otaku.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that Okarin would then take that seriously.
Because unless he tries, he has all the inside of a wet sponge.
Then Daru calls Ruka a guy, because that's... How did Daru meet Ruka?
Through Okarin.
So wouldn't that only make sense? Besides, that's the sort of pervy thing that Daru's gonna really like. And then Mayuri called Ruka a guy in that original world line.
That's correct. And Mayuri has actually dressed her in the cosplay. So you would think that Mayuri wouldn't refer to Luka as a girl, except for one thing. Mayuri goes along with everyone.
Well, her friends. Mayuri indulges her friends.
She goes along with Okarin's Chuni, his Maddo scientistu, and she's like his hostage and stuff.
Mayuri has no problems going along with whatever Okarin says. She laughs off, brushes off, and agrees with all the ridiculous things he says about the organization. She doesn't argue with some of his claims about being an IQ 170, brilliant as Thomas Edison, etc., etc. She just goes right along with it because that's how Okarin wants to be treated. Because that's the way that she shows her friendship, is to indulge her friends. It's like the Future Gadget Lab is a bunch of weird nerds who don't criticize each other for being weird.
Right. And anytime Daru asks her to say something perverted, she just goes right along and rattles it off, even though she probably knows it's perverted, and he plays ero games with her right there in the room.
She's just indulging Daru being Daru and doesn't mind Daru being Daru.
So why wouldn't she do the same thing for Luka?
Who's actually one of her friends at school, like one of her best friends.
Yeah!
Like you pointed out, that scene where she went in to dress her in the costume, that happened when we all thought Luka was a guy.
Right!
Why would she go in there with a guy? She wouldn't do that.
Right!
She won't even stay overnight at the Future Gadget Lab with Okarin, who I am sure her parents assume is going to marry her.
I kind of assume it too, frankly. So she just goes along with whatever her friends say. If Luka tells her she's a guy, she's gonna go along with it.
And I really think the only people who ever assumed Luka was a guy were Okarin and Daru.
But this leads to the second part, in that the game hasn't really told us anything about her.
Now, it's possible that when Luka's dad was around, he might have said, like, my son or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I just don't remember. And this could completely defeat the whole thing. But he also insisted he had a daughter. Well, that makes sense. And we all know, as far as the D-mail goes, yasai, 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 yasai is like change janai, 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 janai. It doesn't change anything. Now, it changed something.
Something changed, but much like all the other D-mails, we have no clue what changed.
We don't know Luka really at all because Luka is so shy. So I think that's the only thing that actually would make sense and would be an interesting twist. Now, I mean, as for why Luka just kept saying that she was a guy to Okarin in the original timeline...
Maybe it was the lie that brought her the man she fell in love with. So naturally, she's going to want to try and keep that up because she doesn't have any confidence. She's like, this is the one thing that brought him into my life. I must cling to this so he will remain in my life.
That may or may not be true, but that does seem plausible. So that's where we're coming from on this. And it could be that in 5 minutes we'll find out we're wrong, so be it. Another thing, though, when I was thinking about this stuff, the single largest bit of divergence change that we got was the first time reading Steiner activated, when it was the lottery ticket.
Uh-huh.
That could be because of a couple of reasons. It could be because now, in this world line, the future Gadget Lab has finally begun using D-mails. That could account for a huge amount of divergence by itself.
That's true.
Like, do they mess with time travel or don't they? I mean, I could totally believe that. But Luka was involved because it wasn't Okarin that bought the lottery ticket. He told Luka to do it.
Uh-huh.
The D-mails that we have left, we have to deal with Luka's eat veg for healthy baby. Then we have to deal with Moeka's wasn't actually suspicious, but in Elite it sure looked suspicious because they didn't tell us what it was D-mail. And then the only other D-mail to change before that is the lottery ticket. That means we get something involved with Luka after we've even done the Luka section. I'm just wondering... I'm not going to blather about this now, but it's made me kind of resuspect Luka a little bit of being FB, even though I still basically think it's Kurisu. But hey, shouldn't we suspect everyone? I mean, if we lay out a plausible case why every single character is FB and then we're right on one of them, then clearly we were right. I mean, that's self-indulgent wankery jokes. Anyway.
Speaking of self-indulgent wankery, we're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I asked for that. I have no choice but to own up to it. I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Squared. In the previous episode, we went on the last date of the 3-4 date spree. We went to Kamima.
And it was awful. It was so freaking mean.
Because Luka still has that trauma and doesn't really like all that nerd stuff.
And she's not a highly social person. She doesn't like large crowds. It's pretty obvious that I generally sound very confident, and anybody that's actually personally talked to me in Discord, I'm clearly a pretty confident guy. If I get in too big of a crowd in a situation where I'm uncomfortable, I just shut down. I do what Luka does too. Just go along with the people I'm with. Don't say anything. I can't. It's too big. I can't do it.
The curse of the introvert. And so here we are, at the very end of the last date. Which means the game better hurry up and give us something before we get to the decision. That's all I'm saying.
Silence dominates the shrine.
Oh, should I talk louder?
Please do.
Silence dominates the shrine! The silence should be calming, but it's not!
That'll do, Billy. That'll do.
Are you sure?
Today is the day Mayuri dies. She only has about 2 hours left. If we're gonna do anything, we better do it now!
Right?
So... the temporary and somewhat dishonest relationship between me and Lukako ends here. Now I just need Lukako to give me her mother's pager number and... However, in the end, what have I done for Lukako? You know, the first date was fine. She just got to be with the guy she liked.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to really require all that much. She just wants to hang out with him.
But still, that temporary though it may have been, and under semi-false pretenses though it may have been, and everyone knew it going into it, he didn't really do anything for her. All I've done is hurt her. And that makes it worse. Man.
Well, she's the one using this as like collateral to force him to treat her in a way he doesn't normally treat her or want to treat her. So you can't, like, she's to blame for some of it too.
Well, no, I think that's sort of too transactional and too hostile. I get what you're saying. It's not that I disagree, but all she really did want was to be with the guy she liked. You know, Okarin is guilty, or he feels guilty because he didn't do anything really nice for her, but he did the core nice thing that she actually wanted, you know? It's just like when you're feeling bad about how badly you've treated someone, and then they're like thanking you with tears.
Yeah.
You just can't help but feel like you're taking advantage of them. How sad. That's a lie. Well, I don't think it is. Oh, come on, that's awful. Great, 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 great sympathy overflowing. That has to be a lie. I didn't do anything. It's so warm and so thin. This is the first time that I've held her hand. The first time that her skin has touched mine since I became her boyfriend. And it will be the last. Probably her mother's pager number. She kept her promise. Did I really keep mine? But I can't let it end like this. I need to do this right. I just can't live with myself if I don't. It just isn't fair. I run full speed back to the lab. Ignoring Kurisu's calls to stop, I slap on the headgear and leap to the past. Gonna redo the final date first.
Maybe all the dates.
Just today. I see Ruka off at the station, and after going home to change into my regular clothes, head back to Yanabayashi Shrine. Ah! Was she gonna die on the 15th or the 16th?
I doubt he would do this on the... But if he was redoing the last date, it would have to be the same day, right?
A place devoid of visitors, where an aura of peace and dignity dominates.
Except for that frickin' cicada!
Where the cries of cicadas resound, and I fervently wish for their death. Rukako's home. She might cry at any moment. You know what I'm reminded of? The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I know you've never seen it.
Rather appropriate, considering it was referenced earlier.
She just kept going back to redo everything that wasn't perfect. But every time she went back, it took a little bit more of the power. And so ultimately she couldn't do it anymore, sort of.
Mm.
She had a great gift, and she blew it.
On selfish pursuits?
Trying to be too good. But it's not like she didn't have good intentions. You know, Okarin wants to do everything right.
Well, if intentions were the only thing that mattered, the road to hell would have more potholes.
Hey, that was pretty good.
何を勘違いしている。 俺たちの恋人関係はまだ終了してないぜ。
I strike a pose and mimic a line from a popular card battling anime.
In just a few more hours, the sun will rise. That was for like 2 of you.
Until I witnessed Mayuri's death, this over-dramatic chooniness was how I acted all the time. All of my friends are used to it. And probably, to a degree, find it comfortable. Now it takes some effort, but I still have it in me. An old dog can't learn new tricks, and if I were 18, I'd be a really old dog.
でも
This is nice.
我が弟子よ、今すぐ妖刀さみだれを持ってくるのだ。
I wonder what he's gonna do.
I suspect he's gonna do something really sweet. Though just doing this at all is really sweet. The wind blows. The tree grows. I couldn't.
The narration falls apart.
The tree growing over the main building rustles its leaves in response, and it is a sound far preferable to those dang cicadas. You may have gathered, I hate cicadas. I also hate crickets. Luka-ko looks at me blankly.
I think that's kind of her default expression, really.
Including the tears. Tears not form, but are present as always in the corners of her eyes.
なんです。
なんですだと？決まっているだろう。精神残魔流の修行だ。
修行？
It doesn't even matter what he does. Just by saying no, it's not over.
And going back to the old Okarin she knows?
Yeah, whether it's that or not, just continuing to, like, refusing to let it end and continuing to give her attention.
Like you were saying a little bit earlier about how his friends find comfort in it.
この2ヶ月近く、俺たち2人でやってきた修行、忘れたのか？
ええ。でも、岡部さ。
By the way, Deshiyo, I haven't been getting any regular updates about your training with Samidare. How many practice swings have you been able to pull off? Not good enough! We need more!
今日まだ。我が名を忘れたのか、ルカ子。俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、法王院京馬だ。
Oh, he could do better than
男だ
that.
とか女だとか、そういうところで俺は混乱して、ルカ子との距離をうまくつかめずにいた。
This is exactly what she needs and what she wants.
Uh-huh.
Like, I have been stupid, but as it turns out, I am your friend.
だがな、俺とルカ子の関係は初めから決まっていたんだ。そのことにようやく気づいたのだ。
And if there's one thing Okarin is good at doing once he pulls his head out of his keister, it's being a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, he is really good at it. He's got a dramatic case of firehead like a missile up own keister. But he's willing to destroy the fabric of space-time to do right by his friends.
決まっていたって。何がですか？
俺は男で、お前は女で。俺たちは今日までの仮初めの恋人。
I take a deep breath.
そんなことはどうでもいい。
It's like he's saying he's not gonna take advantage of her and not gonna pull her around and make her feel like what you were saying before about it being transactional and him being forced to do it. He's saying we have a close relationship. Whether it's the one she wants or not, I don't quite know where he's going with this, but it's really nice.
俺は俺であり、ルカ子はルカ子であり、ルカ子は俺の弟子だ。
そうです。 馬さんは確かに僕の師匠です。
よく言った。さあルカ子よ、サミダレを持ってくるのだ。
待っててくださいね。すぐ取ってきますから。ここにいてくださいね。
Luka, are you okay? You're not taking 5 minutes to say a single sentence.
And no tears.
Yeah.
Well, what he is saying to her is, I am here with you.
Yeah.
Where I want to be.
Yeah, that's important.
どこにも行かないさ。だから早く行くんだ。
Rukako reluctantly lets go of my hand, shyly turns away from me, and heads to the shrine office. And the training begins. It's nothing impressive, though, but, come on.
What do you want? She's a frail little girl.
Ah, it's a Tachi, huh? It's purely based on my Chunibyo delusions. I did almost all the talking. It's the normal stuff that we used to do. But Rukako! Good typing there. Rukako listens to my ramblings with rapt attention. Occasionally, we take a break, sit on the shrine stairway, and eat the sweet rice balls Rukako's mother brings us. That's how we spent our extraordinarily ordinary time together.
Huh. Such a simple thing.
よし、今日はここまで。
ありがとうございました。
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
ちょっとだけ強くなれた気がします。
Yeah, I think she did.
謙遜しなくていい。今日、お前は精神三魔流奥義の一つ、32式さくらんぼを得得した。だが過信はするな。お前はまだまだ弱いんだからな。
You still need a lot of training, and I will keep coming by to train you.
はい、もっともっと京馬さんに教えてもらいたいです。
The breeze feels nice after the sweat we worked up.
You didn't do anything, you bum!
You fool! I am connected body and spirit with my disciple. As my disciple exerts herself, so too do I!
Uh-huh.
久しぶりに京馬さんのお話聞けた気がします。
ここ何日か、俺の意識はマニュアルという恐ろしき封印術式により不安定な状態だったのだ。だがもう完全復活した。心配かけたな。
よかった。いつもの京馬さんが戻ってきてくれて。昨日僕に聞きましたよね。男だった時の記憶が残っているかって。
Here we go.
Yeah. Go on.
おう。
僕覚えているんです。
Now, is this something like Cheshire Break, or...
Oh, you mean what Ferris called it when she remembered from the other timeline too?
Yeah, is it that? Or is it that she remembers... not something from another world line, but being talked out of pretending to be a guy? Maybe. And maybe we're wrong about that. That's fine. We don't know. It's really hard to read, Luka. No surprise. It could be this. I expected she'd remember after what I experienced with Ferris. And if location has anything to do with it...
then it would make sense that it happens at the shrine.
When they're doing something like training.
Yeah.
覚えているというか、なんて言ったらいいのか、とても儚い感じ。
儚い
Hard to nail down, hard to really express what it is, but it expresses something profound.
はっきり思い出したわけじゃなくて、記憶の海の底の方というか、頭のこの辺にあるような感じです。
Humorously awkward facial expressions.
Pretty cute.
I don't really get it, but I don't really have to, I guess.
とにかく覚えているんだな。
すみません。昨日は嘘をついちゃいました。
気にするな。この俺、法院教魔を欺いたのだから大したものだ。
Yeah, you don't have to apologize. It's fine.
Yes, and the way that he responded was excellent. Oh! Banana!
Damon's dead again.
そのおかげで、お母さんのポケベルの番号も、僕、聞かなくても知っているんです。
Yeah?
It is the same as what happened to Ferris.
今日はどんな結果になってもこれを渡すつもりでした。それからもう一つ。
One more thing?
記憶のことと関係しているかどうかわからないんですけど、古いパソコンのありかについて。
This is the thing that she has not been wanting to talk about, even to her father.
IBN5100 のことか。
はい。多分そうだと思います。
Plus, Luka's dad confirmed that it was here at the shrine. And then one day, it suddenly disappeared. Does Luka-ko know where it is now?
それが事実なら、ルカ子、お前は男に戻らなくても済むかもしれない。
Which is always the way that it goes.
Yeah.
それは無理だと思います。
なんで？
Well, lay it on us. We're dying of curiosity over here.
ついてきて
We're
くださ
choking.
い。案内します。
Luka-ko took me to the coin lockers near Daibiru. She told me that she'd taken the IBN 5100 from the storehouse and hidden it here.
But why?
Rage? Passive-aggressive anger about something?
But... Okay.
Have no idea. The story goes that Luka-ko accidentally broke the IBN 5100 while cleaning up the storehouse. She only brought it to the lockers because she feared getting in trouble. Strangely enough, Luka-ko said that it felt like two distinct memories had intertwined with each other. The first is the memory of her breaking the 5100. The other is a vague memory of herself as a boy. In that memory, she was cleaning the shrine's main hall rather than the storehouse, so she didn't even touch the IBN 5100. Curious.
That's one word for it.
Curiouser. I'd heard that if an item was left inside a coin locker for more than a month, management will dispose of it. When Luka-ko pointed me toward the locker in question, that proved to be true. The locker was empty. As a result, the IBN 5100 will never reach me, or Moeka,
Yeah.
Is this the butterfly effect?
やっぱり 僕が男に戻るしか方法はないみたいです。
And the way that she says that,
Uh-huh.
that was like the most confident thing she's ever said. You remember in the original World line,
Uh-huh.
she was like, I want to be a girl. But then right here, she's just like, well, looks like I have to go back to being a guy. I mean, like the tone of voice that she used, the words that she used, the speed that she used it. It's not something she's sad about. I understand that I'm kind of ramming this through. But, wouldn't that make sense? Like, well, that's not actually going to change. So it's okay if I do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's no longer any doubt in her eyes. It could just also be that she's so overwhelmed with gratitude and happiness that she wants to do anything
Right.
for Okarin.
And to save Mayuri.
There's no choice. She knows it as well as I.
今度こそお別れですね。
Okay. Isn't this on the day of Mayuri dying? So what's really going to justify him not sending the D-mail?
Well, he's gonna have to do something! Well, with Ferris, there was the D-mail, the choice, but they still sent something.
True. Okay.
If you don't make that choice, they just sent something different. So it's gotta be that. I mean, hopefully Mayuri hasn't died while they've been hanging out.
京馬さんと修行ができて本当に良かったです。
Oh, Luka.
Damn it, cut that out!
I can tell. Holding back tears. I can tell she's desperately holding back her tears, but the look on her face, it's not entirely a sad one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the least sad any of these has been by far. It's actually, they got all the sadness first.
Right.
Now it's actually pretty uplifting and happy. But those tears hold a different meaning than the ones I saw before I time leaped.
We're not killing anyone to change this, for one thing.
At least I'd like to think so.
俺はお前に恋人らしいことは何もしてやれなかったな。
That's fine.
そんなことはどうでもいいですよ。
そうだった。
まゆりちゃんのこと助けてあげてください。
Again, the way she's talking, it's totally normal. But Luka has never spoken totally normally. Now, I get that lots of really good things just happened to her.
Well, she also hasn't really been in the game very much.
She doesn't even talk like this when she's around Mayuri.
That's true.
It's like what's being taken away from her perhaps is the confidence that she always wanted. Which, after just saying that it's happy, that may be really sad.
まゆりちゃんは僕にとっても大事なお友達ですから。
The way she's acting now, which is totally understandable that she feels like this now, and that's great, but the way she's acting now, it's like it's what the result she wanted was from that D-mail.
I see what you're saying. And now we're about to take it all away.
And now we're about to take that away. It wasn't the D-mail that gave it to her, it was Kyoma, it was Okabe himself. But...
Luka-ko.
もう行ってください。出ないと僕泣いちゃいそうで。だからお願いします。今日までありがとうございました。
Do you want me to do something kind of out of character?
No.
Well, I will anyway!
Oh.
That's why I asked! What she said was, Kyomade. She's not making a pun. But she's making a pun unintentionally. This is for you, Billy.
Oh, that's great. I love the unintentional puns. They're the best.
What she said was, Kyomade. Thank you for everything up until today.
Okay.
Like for everything you've done up until now is the Kyomade.
I see. That's great.
However, Kyomade from Kilma. So thank you for the Kilma you gave me today, and thank you for everything you've done up till today. I feel so empty inside.
Way to completely powerbomb the mood.
Oh, I did that some time ago, although I am sharing in it.
Me too.
こういう時は例の合言葉ですよね。エルサイこんがり。
Perfect. Been a while since we heard that. I mean, it's the wrong phrase, but I'm not going to correct her.
These last 2 episodes have really done a whole lot to make me like Luka.
コングルーだ。
Well, that's the right thing you say in return to correct her.
エルサイコングルーです。
I turn back to the archway at the shrine's entrance. My feet are heavy. How many times have I done this? It's not easy any time. They won't advance. Then I take out my phone.
もしもし、岡部？
クリスティーナ、今から言う番号を電話レンジカッコ仮に入力してくれ。
何よ？どういうことか説明して。
Shut up! Your role has been reduced to nothing more than entering data into the phone wave.
いいから頼む。これから D メールを送る。
I'll have a big, long discussion scene with you next chapter.
番号は
I tell her Dukako's mother's pager number, with another string of numbers attached. *2 *22929831831831292983183129299.
Uh-huh.
Meat, veg, veg.
What is that supposed to accomplish?
Meat, veg, veg, meat, veg, veg, meat, veg, veg.
Oh God, stop! It's too catchy!
When she sees this, Dukako's mother will probably think it's a prank and sing along. And then she'll assume the D-mail we sent earlier was also a prank.
We're making a lot of assumptions here.
If that still doesn't change the world line, well, we can just try something else. Pagers back then didn't display the sender's number. Dukako's mother won't know who sent it. I already told Kurisu the timer setting. Everything's ready. Now I just need to call the phone wave name subject to change. Then the world line will change. And we all know what's coming, but is that really okay? Her memories will disappear. Her newfound happiness and confidence will disappear. Mayuri won't die today. I mean, except that she will, but... Shh. However, as always, I hesitate to open my address book. Because if I didn't hesitate, I would be a jerk and possibly a tyrant. My thoughts turn to Lukako, who is probably still watching me from behind. If I turn around, what will I see on her face? I want to check, but I don't think she'd want that. This time, I'm about to sacrifice Dukako's memories. Even so, is it okay to turn Lukako back into a guy? Clearly. Even if we were wrong, and she was a guy, what's the big deal? It doesn't change anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. She's still basically the same person.
In the same life.
In the same life.
It doesn't get
With
better.
the same relationship.
Yeah, it doesn't get better, it doesn't get worse. I've sacrificed the memories of 2 close friends already. I'm really getting tired of having to do that.
本当は戻りたくないです。
Her words are like needles stabbing into my heart. It's the same every time.
だって 男に戻ったら岡部さんへのこの気持ち封印しなくちゃいけないから。男なのに岡部さんのこと好きでいちゃいけないと思うから。
I have nothing against homosexuals.
それに今日の記憶も消えちゃうんですよね。
But likely, what he's going to say is, however, I am straight.
Yeah.
手をつないで一緒に歩いたことも、久しぶりに二人で修行したことも、こうして今岡部さんの体に触れていることも忘れたくない。僕忘れたくないです。
I know this is so wrong, but I can't actually get the meat, veg song I was doing out of my head. It won't go away.
I warned you, it was too catchy.
Please send help. Please!
好きだから岡部さんのこと好きだから。
Something that he hasn't processed. Okabe keeps receiving all these romantic feelings from all of these women. I don't think he's really figured out what that means or what he thinks of it. I mean,
he hasn't been thinking about it. He's worried about Mayuri.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong with him not doing that at this time. Man's on a mission.
Space-time be damned.
But really, later on, isn't he kind of going to feel sort of awful? He's not going to gloat. If he was a type that would gloat, he would have already been gloating.
Mm-hmm.
まゆりちゃんを助けたい気持ちは僕にもあるから、しょうがないって理性では理解できていても、やっぱり辛いです。せめて今日の記憶だけは残しておきたかったです。
I know I say this every time, but it seems like an easy fix here would be to just send an email to Luka's phone on the day that she cleans the shrine, and it's just like, don't clean storage room.
That may be the Ruka ending.
こんなに辛い気持ちを味わうって知ってたなら、女の子になりたいなんて願うんじゃなかった。
ルカ子、
すみません。そんなことはどうでもいいの気持ちですよね。
Well, that's not true at all.
お前が男に戻っても俺にとってルカ子はルカ子だ。それは変わらない。
はい、そう言ってもらえて嬉しいです。岡部さん、メール送ってください。お願いします。早く送って。これ以上岡部さんのぬくもりを感じていたら、僕もっと嫌なこと言っちゃいそうだから。
Oh, she's never said anything bad at all.
I don't know if that's necessarily what she's referring to. she realizes that she's putting a lot of pressure on him. So I think she's concerned that if he doesn't do it quickly, she's going to say something that'll put even more pressure on him.
Sure.
Like something more emotional or something like that.
I think it just speaks well of her for how considerate that she is, because I agree with that.
Yeah.
As far as Okabe goes, it doesn't matter, though. Because he's the master of this at this point. Like I said, I feel like it just speaks well of everybody that their responses are what they are.
Yeah.
気持ちを我慢できなくなっちゃうから。
And whatever you do or don't do and however you live, it's okay to express your selfish feelings. I don't mean all the time. I mean when
right.
when it's appropriate to do so.
Like everyone feels selfish from time to time.
Or all the time.
Or all the time.
If you don't express it and it stays all bottled up, you'll never be able to process whatever those feelings are in a healthy manner.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hate yourself for doing it.
だが
Can I do this? Why do I keep having to do this? Well, to answer my own question, he has to keep doing this because he mucked around and everything.
And goofed it all up.
In the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's his burden to bear, like we've been saying. Is this really okay?
Okabe-san. お願い.
Now, we're clearly getting used to this. Very much used to this. Is he?
I think if he ever got used to this, that would be bad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He can't.
I'm about to sacrifice someone again. Is it my place to make that decision?
Well, she's the one who kind of made it.
僕のこと覚えていてくれますか?
Oh, I like how the icon is different because it's calling and not... Alright, backup save! Meat, veg, meat, veg, meat, veg, veg, meat, veg, meat, veg.
Gee.
Coping mechanism! Dealing with awkward emotions!
I can get behind that.
女の子だった僕のこと覚えていてくれますか?
Yes, and it's going to be very awkward. I promise you.
Even if he did not want to, he would. If I make the call...
たった4日間だけ恋人だった僕のこと覚えていて
For the rest of my life.
くれますか?
Yeah.
ありがとう岡部さんさようなら僕の好きな人
ダメだできない
岡部さんどうして
もう嫌なんだ誰かの思い出を犠牲にするのは
He's just too beaten down. I've already trampled on Suzuha and Faris's memories. I turned a blind eye to their suffering, all the while telling myself it was to save Mayuri.
Which it was.
This isn't fair, dude, but that's
Yeah.
okay, that's okay. If what he is doing and how he is acting is what you call turning a blind eye, then
Right?
we should all hope to be so blind.
俺にはそんな権利ないんだ
That's interesting. In every one of the endings so far, this has come up. And I mean, I think it's something that should come up, but it's interesting how Okarin is concerned with having the right to do something.
Well, that's why he always asks them and gets their permission.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd be a tyrant.
What else is there to say? You're absolutely right.
Now, screw Moika. You don't need to ask her permission. Just go ahead and undo her D-mail, but we haven't gotten there yet.
I agree. The only way to save Mayuri is to send this D-mail. There's no alternative. But even so, I don't have the right to erase Nukako's entire life as a girl. I can't do such an arrogant thing. More than anything, I don't want to lose the Nukako beside me right now. I too will be selfish, and conveniently, in a game with branching endings, I get to indulge every bit of my selfishness. Which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
I'm not being critical.
For better or ill.
Mayuri can't be saved. Mayuri's death is fate. No matter how many world lines I cross, convergence will occur.
I don't know that I agree with this line of thought.
Well, I guess he hasn't taken this view yet in an ending.
That's a fair point.
Because,
that's a fair point.
Like,
they've all been different.
Yeah, so far the two endings, Okarin has had a completely different outlook personally. Maybe this is going to be defeatist resignation. Mayuri will die. No matter what. I am just so tired of it all. Mayuri, I'm sorry. My ego wasn't strong enough to sacrifice everything for your sake. A few otaku warriors linger to check their spoils before beginning the odyssey home. Otherwise, Ariake is silent and still. It's as if the crowd Nukako and I saw this afternoon was an illusion. Mayuri will die in about 10 minutes. I'm not ready. Even so, I want to be with her in her final moments. I won't let her leave this world alone. And I suppose he's thinking, if I am going to abandon my responsibility, I will at least see this part through without running away. That's why I came here right after leaving the shrine. She should still be in Ariake somewhere. I contacted both Mayuri and Daru by mail. If they're still in Ariake, they should be here any minute now. My phone rings. Speak of the devil.
Yes?
Lukaku.
Banana!
Please tell me, is this really okay?
Could this be? She doesn't have to say it. I know exactly what she means. This was my choice. You don't have to worry about a thing. It's not your fault. I know that mail won't be enough to stop Nukako from blaming herself. Memories from this morning rise unbidden.
Okarin, ごめんね。起こしちゃったかな。
いや、寝ていたわけじゃない。
I'd been up all night, trying to solve the problem of my last date with Nukako.
前よりは随分早いな。
あのね、マユシーはコスを取りに来たのです。それと、ついでに朝ごはん。
これからコミマに行くのか。そうか。
ねえねえ、オカリン。昨日、ルカちゃんとどこ行ってきたの？楽しいデートはできたかな？あのね、昨日からルカちゃん、メールに返事してくれないんだ。
Probably really awkward.
ルカ子にメールしたのか？
うん。マユシーはちょっと心配なのです。
Too kind for this world.
The world agrees.
The day before, Dukako burst into tears barely 5 minutes after we met up. Then we parted ways. That's why I couldn't give Mayuri an answer.
もしかして、またルカちゃんのこと泣かせちゃったの？そうだとしたらね、マユシーは悲しいよ。
It's not my fault. She cries at everything.
悲しい。
悲しい。だってね、ルカちゃんはマユシーのお友達だもん。
It was Mayuri's last day alive. And also Rukako's last day together with me. Could I really let it end with both of them sad?
お前は今日、ずっとコミマ会場にいるのか？
Well, duh, yeah.
いるけど、どうして？
ルカ子を連れて行ってもいいか？
I'm not going to make her dress up in one of your costumes.
It's still closer than it was before. All she has to do is let people see all the cosplay, and they will slowly be driven into the arms of the cosplay demon. Banana! I'm just in a banana mood today.
Yeah.
ルカ子にコスプレをしてもらう件はどうなった？
You're driving me bananas.
Ouch.
結局ね、説得はできなかったよ。
Omito. No punctuation, Mayushi.
嫌がってるのに無理やり着せたりしてね。トラウマになっちゃったらよくないもん。
I've got some bad news for you, Mayushi.
So basically, she gave up.
でもね、ルカちゃんにコミマに来てもらうっていうのはいいアイデアかも。そこで雰囲気を見てもらったら、
Yeah.
ルカちゃんもやってみようかなって思うようになるかな。そしたら次の冬のコミマでいいからコスプレしてくれないかな。
どうだろうな。
そうなってくれるといいな。
So far, the beginning of this ending is full of people thinking about other people.
ねえねえ、本当に今日ルカちゃんを連れてきてくれる？
ああ。
オカリンもマユシーの作ったコス見に来てくれる？
Well, if I'm bringing her to the date, wouldn't I have to be there?
そういうことになる。
I mean, what else is he going to do?
そっか。本当に二人に来てもらえるならね、とっても嬉しいよ。じゃあ、もう行かなきゃ。絶対来てね。ずっと待ってるからね。今日だけじゃなくて、明日も来たいって思うように、頑張って案内するから。
So I realize this is his memory of earlier in the day, but this is like remembering it at the point where he's at right now is like sending her off and waiting for her to die. Whether or not Mayuri will live to see tomorrow depends on the choices I make. If this day had gone as planned, my status as Rukako's temporary boyfriend would have come to a close. Rukako would have gone back to being a guy. She would go to Komima tomorrow without a care in the world.
オカリン、どうかした？
問題ない。世界を支配する機関といかに対決するかについて少し思いを馳せていただけだ。
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if she'll notice.
昼間、有明で会おう。
うん、待ってるね。マユシーだったらいつでも何でも相談に乗るからね。
Oh, the pain in the heart! I was just saying, I wonder if she'll notice how fake and forced his last chuuni was. And instead, she is like, I will not pry, but just so you know, I am always here for you on the day where you were waiting for me to die and no longer be here for you. Will you be there for me?
Oh.
And again, the pain in the heart, but you do get desensitized to Mayuri dying.
Mayuri.
Well,
じゃあ行ってきます。
or rather, I should say, I'm getting desensitized to her death in the abstract, but when it happens...
I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The time limit was 13 hours after that point in time. Doesn't the screen actually look really good?
After all the other animation errors you pointed out, yeah, this shot's pretty good.
It's like the lines are all sharper and the shading makes everything look really good. It's like the whole thing is at a higher resolution and detail level than the other stuff. But hey, this stuff is what's been done for the ending. So this is brand new. So
Yeah.
the ending animations have to look good considering they're kind of one of the game's main selling points.
Mm-hmm.
In those 13 hours, I was to return Nukako to manhood. I thought I had to change her back. But now...
おかり
A voice calls me back to the present. I chose to not turn Nukako back. I chose to not save Mayuri. No, let's not beat around the bush. I chose to let her die. It's not that I don't want to save her, I do, but I can't bring myself to make the necessary sacrifice again and again and again. What do you want from me?
ルカちゃんは
来ていない。
また泣かせちゃったの
いや。
Her every word seems an accusation. Of course, I know that's not her intent. Even if she knew what I had done, this innocent childhood friend of mine doesn't have a bitter bone in her body. That must be awful for him. I realize how much of a redonkulous understatement that is, but fact of the matter is, she'd probably forgive him for this, and that probably drives him crazy.
That would just make it worse.
But even so, I can no longer change the past. I don't want to change it anymore. So I have no other choice. No other choice but to accept the death this world so clearly desires.
おかり
I can't let Mayuri sense my unease.
案ずるな、マユリ。俺とルカ子は至って順調。
What the heck is the point of this ending going to be?
Right?
It's just going to start with this? What, is it going to be some sort of a brand new dawn?
For Luka and Okarin? I'm really confused too.
It's like this ending seems to be more about Mayuri, and how are we, the players, supposed to react?
To him just giving up.
It's just that this is what's significant, not him dating Trap Miko.
Right?
It's like it does. I'm not being critical of the ending. I'm being skeptical because this is going to hit, and it's going to be awful. And then just accepting like a cute romance after that, I just don't think can.
It's really believable.
Then again, who knows what they're actually going to do?
秋葉原の先森たる巫女とは強い縁で結ばれているのだ。そう、俺とルカ子は離れたくも離れられない運命なのだよ。そして今日、この俺の IQ170 を誇る灰色の脳細胞を持ってルカ子に笑顔を蘇らせた。
I may not be able to understand Japanese, but I could tell that the way he said that was so fake.
Muri o suru, he is trying way too hard. You're absolutely right. And Mayuri's gonna see right through that.
Oh, totally.
あいつは言った。俺と一緒に修行ができて楽しかった。とな。
Now what she takes from it, who knows?
本当よかった じゃあ、オカリンとルカちゃんは別れたりすることもないんだね。
Yeah.
ああ、別れない。
I mean, that might be the thing. That might be the thing that she takes from it. That he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Actually, our temporary relationship has already ended. That was our agreement. But I don't think I need to tell Mayuri that, especially not now.
そっか。これでマユシーは安心してコミマに集中できるよ。
マユリは明日も参加するのか？
そうだよ。3日連続なの。
I'm just waiting for the freaking meteor to strike or something.
Yeah. I don't want to watch the seconds tick down to Mayuri's death, but...
ダルくん遅いね。さっき電話したらまだ近くにいるって言ってたよ。
This is so much dread!
別に置いていってもいいんだがな。
もうちょっと待ってみようよ。
And it's clearly written on Okarin's face, too.
Yeah. Whatever gripes I may have with the generally low detail art style they use...
Only sometimes.
I guess it's more exaggerated in Elite, where you get to see the same scenes for longer and like they get reused. Mm-hmm. But this game has always been a master of, or the artist, or you know what I'm saying, has always been a master of putting everything that Okarin is feeling on his face.
Yeah.
And it's really rough to deal with, you know? If that's what Mayuri wants, to wait just a little bit longer, then I will not deny her. Besides, I don't want Mayuri's last moments to be on a crowded train or bus, but rather somewhere she can see the stars. Not that I have any right to choose her place of death.
ねえねえ、なんとかしてルカちゃんにコスプレしてもらえないかな。どうやって説得すればいいんだろうね。
Why is she so happy? Did she hear something pleasing somewhere in this conversation?
Well, happy's her default, for one.
She can always be happy for the people that she cares about, no matter what she wants. It's one of the reasons that she's friends with Ruka, I'm sure. They're honestly pretty similar. At least as far as we can tell, because we still don't really know Ruka that well. Was it knowing that things are going well between me and Ruka-ko? Or was it just the fact that I'm here with her?
Or both.
Which, this just being here with her... Again, what did I just say about Mayuri and Ruka being similar?
Uh-huh.
ルカちゃんがキラリちゃんのコスプレしたらね、絶対似合うと思うんだ。ルカちゃんってね、マユシーがドキドキしちゃうくらい可愛いもん。世界中の人たちにね、ルカちゃんの可愛さを知ってもらいたいってオカリンも思うよね。
What a strange goal!
それともルカちゃんは自分だけのものって思ってるのかな。でもね、独り占めはダメだよ。マユシーだってルカちゃんにキュンキュンしたいよ。
I don't know where this conversation is going, and that frightens me.
Heart melt!
別にマユリの好きにしたらいい。ルカ子は俺のものじゃないんだから。
そっか、よかった。それにね、ルカちゃんにコスプレしてもらいたい理由はもう一つあるんだよ。
Mayuri is awfully obsessed with Ruka-ko today.
That's how it's the Luka ending. Through association with Mayuri.
ルカちゃんって普段おとなしいでしょ？ あんまり自分の意見も言おうとしないし、
Mm-hmm.
コスプレするとね、普段の自分とは別の自分になれるんだよ。だからね、最初は恥ずかしいかもしれないけど、ルカちゃんも一度やればきっと新しいルカちゃんを見つけられると思うんだ。
I completely agree with that. I mean, really, I'm more filled with, like, great sadness and existential dread, but it's not, like, coming out. It's coming out in a weird way, I feel like. But anyway, this is really true. There's something very liberating about, like, temporarily becoming someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't mean you don't want to be yourself.
Right. Hopefully.
That's not really healthy if that is the case.
そしたらね、今より積極的な性格になってね、もしかするとオカリンをお尻に敷いちゃうかもしれないよ。
Dirty jokes aside.
Daru's not even here, but he approves.
Dirty jokes aside! I think Mayuri is right about this. For someone like Ruka, like facing the trauma that she had
Mm-hmm.
by just punching it in the face and overcoming it by enjoying, that could be really good for her to help her get over, well, really anything. But now is not really the time for that. She really does care for Rukako. And yet, I know that all of her hopes and dreams are in vain.
No!
Stardust handshake.
星は見えるか？
If only the stars would answer her call. If only she could melt into their embrace. What salvation that would be. In the past, when she's reached for the sky, I've always pulled her back down to earth, as if to keep her from floating away. But today, I don't dare. What does Mayuri think about when she reaches for the starry sky?
なあ、前より。
おーい、オカリン、マユシ。
ああ、ダルくん、遅いよ。
あ、悪い。いやー、戦利品の確認に手間取ったでござる。
じゃあ、帰ろっか。
今日も暑くて死ぬかと思ったっつーの。
That's me
コス
right
プレ会
now.
場はどうだったん？
Just waiting to see something horrible, not because you want to, but
風が気持ちよかったよ。
まあ、マユシは自分でコスプレするわけじゃないしな。つうか、オカリンいつ来たん？なんか買った？
I don't want to talk about it.
I wonder why Mayuri doesn't cosplay. I mean, I know she said she just doesn't like it, but wonder why.
Maybe she only wants to be herself.
You know, there might be something to that.
Like she sees the value in becoming someone else, but she's fine being herself, being Okarin's hostage.
There might be something to that.
おやおや、なんか暗くね？彼女持ちのリア充のくせに。なぜにそんな顔してやがりますか？
And then he looked away when Daru kind of turned back to him.
オカリン、どうかし。
What is it, a random heart attack or something? It's time. I see it happen in slow motion, frame by frame. Slowly, she just starts to fall.
マユシ？
Instant brain aneurysm, dead. The heart stops beating.
Well, I think that's one of the kinder ways she could have gone.
You know, I don't know if an aneurysm is painful or not, but maybe I can't breathe. Strangely, I feel no sorrow.
He's already accepted it.
All I feel is guilt. I knew this would happen. I could have prevented it. The one who killed Mayuri is me.
マユシ、どうしたんだよ。
It really does feel like he just gave up.
息してない。え、何これ。なんだよこれ。オカリン、マユシがなんか変だよ。
Yeah, I know.
死んだんだ。
She wasn't killed this time. That's a relief. At least Mayuri died in one piece. At least me and Daru were here with her.
死んだって。そんな嘘だろ。だって今の今まで普通に話してたし。おい、マユシ、起きろよ。ドッキリか？ドッキリだろ。僕を騙してどうしようってんだよ。
誰？マユリは死んだ。救急車を呼ぼう。
なんでこんな。つうか、お前なんでそんな平然とした顔してんだよ。
He kind of does deserve a couple punches right
Yeah.
here.
死んだんだぞ。もう帰ってこないんだぞ。分かってんのか、オカリン。
You know, just like the player who's seen it happen over and over and over and over again. That's just what it is.
It's just a fact of the world.
It's easy to disapprove of or be shocked by your own reaction, but it's like the reaction that Okarin is having too. I mean, it's really complex. But I mean, that's the reaction I'm having. It's complex.
分かってる。
分かってるじゃなくてさ、マユシが息をしてないんだよ。なあ。
He gets it more than you could understand.
見殺しにした。
は？
Hate me, Daru.
俺はマユリを助けられなかった。
Hate me for what I've done. I can't forgive myself, so I won't let you forgive me either.
いや違う。救わなかった。見捨てたんだ。俺はマユリを。
Not really appropriate, but do you remember how I said, look at the high quality art for for the ending, and then
It's fine, David, it's fine.
okay, the tears don't come. Maybe I've gotten used to it.
No more tears left.
But why is it that the tears didn't come on the last time? Or maybe it's because I'm not worthy to mourn her. What fills my heart is emptiness. Okay! We weren't going to end in the middle of that.
No, that would be ridiculous.
So we went extra long, so we're just going to bug out right now.
Peace out.
Or lack of peace, as the case may be.